Welcome to Academy of Tone 214. Tonight's special guest, Rolf Dieter Schnapka.
Thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Big pleasure. We have a very bizarre, long history with a lot of pauses, which is sometimes good for the music, but we know each other for quite a while, but never played that much together. Just when we met, I had that very bizarre feeling that we did something in the past, and I think it was last century, 1900.
Sure. It must be something in the 80s. I think.
And we met in a studio in Luxembourg.
In Luxembourg, right? Yeah, great, wonderful studio. I can remember exactly about the equipment because I was looking always for a studio and to get my own studio. So and inside there was a Neve console, a Neve mixer board,
very expensive,
500,000 whatever D-Mark, and there was a producer. He called me and he called you, and so we met together and we made music. I know nothing anymore about it. But we had a good time. I remember everything was positive and it was great, and sure, it's good to have a gig in Luxembourg. Hey, why not? That was, I think, some in the 80s, 82, 84, I don't know.
I don't even remember. Maybe it was the 90s, but it doesn't matter. We have good memories, but I have no idea of the music.
Me too.
I don't know what it was. I don't know who the singer was. I just remember that expensive studio.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was like having a good meal when you left the place.
Yeah.
You were happy.
Yeah.
No downsides, no accidents. Just done a good job.
Yeah, we did a good job. We get paid well. So what can we do? We had a good time and had fun. So that was great. And then, not long time ago, you had a workshop in my hometown where I was born, in Kinsbach, nearby Ramstein Air Base. You know, it's a little America, I will say. You know? And you had a workshop, and the guy invited me to make a little jam session with you, and that was great. That was a pleasure also.
Yeah, and this is where we met kind of last year, and. We jammed, and there was Heinz Glass.
Heinz Glass was there, another guitar player from Frankfurt area. I don't remember. Then a friend of mine, he played drums.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. And sure, I know you from so many things at the music fair in Frankfurt. Sure. We was playing there since, I don't know, I started at the Frankfurt Fair in the 80s, I think 80 was my first gig on the fair, and you was already really active with Hughes and Kettner.
I remember the early days.
Yeah.
And I remember another thing when you came to my place when I was living in the old place, and you had a 64 Stratocaster.
Right.
Can you take the headphones off?
Yeah,
you look like a special Mickey Mouse.
Oh, sorry. But it's better for me to hear the playback a little bit with the headphone.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
Oh, good. So this was the Stratocaster of the guitar player that passed away, right?
I had two Stratocasters.
Yeah.
And sorry that I sold it, but I was looking for a guy who knows what I had. So and you was the guy who was looking for guitars like this. Yeah.
I kind of regret that I didn't buy the guitar. Honestly, the guys know that I have a 64 same year, and I bought a guitar that is mint condition, and I bought it for a very good price. And now the value of the guitar is increased a lot. I knew that the guitar that you brought was much better sonically. This was. And so if I had the money, I should have bought it both. One for the financial and one for the pleasure.
Yeah, that was big for me. But, the business goes up and down, and sometimes you are broke, and then you have to sell things. And after 10 years, you will say, oh, no, that was a big mistake, because you never get this guitar for this kind of money. So But this is always happening at this business, you know. Sometimes you must sell stuff, or I had, for example, I had all these old amps. You know, my wish was always to have my own studio, because I started in the 70s. My first recording was 1970.
70.
Pardon?
1970.
70.
Yeah, because 17.
70. Sorry, it was 70. 1970.
Yeah, 1970.
So,
yeah.
And there was a punk, whatever. There was many bands. It was a sampler, and it was in Neustadt an der Weinstraße. And that was my first time I started recording, and then I was interested, you know, what is necessary to make recordings. And for me it was good, because the technician said, "Hey, Schnapka, you are good."
Yeah, and
go ahead, you know, go. And in the 70s, I mean, I started 68 with my friend Heinz Glass, with a rock band, and at this time we made only punk music or whatever, you know. I mean, we was playing and the people love it, and we was happy. So, and then it starts to be better and be professional, make professional music. So and work on the instrument. And then we had the chance to go in the studio. And then when the techniker came, and he said, you know, he came and he said, "Hey, Schnapka, your bass playing is good." So that shows me, oh, my rhythm is right.
Yeah.
But nobody could tell you. I mean, you know, I didn't know it. So
okay,
it starts at this time.
Yeah, and in the studio, you hear the truth.
That's the point.
You know, when you are jamming with a band in the rehearsal room, well, it's hard to get a good recording, and it's so critical because you can hear everything.
Yeah. The thing is, at this time, there was only the tape machine.
Yeah.
They had no computer, no digital thing. So there was one secret. It says the tape is not lying.
Of course.
And you have to play.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you can drop in. There was a possibility, but that was
risky.
Right? Yeah.
Here, by the way, I was looking in my arsenal of old recordings, and this is the first ever recording that I'm on vinyl. You know, this is. I mean, now it's trendy again. Back in those times, this was pre-CDs, and this was in 1983. I saw. Wait a minute. It says somewhere. I could find it. It was 83. For some reason, I forgot why it was.
Wow.
Here, 1982.
Wow.
So
okay.
Yeah. So, guys, this is the proof that I have. And by the way, this is my band Symbiosis. Somewhere there is me, like here.
Yeah.
And there's like 1982. Can we see it? I don't know. I found it somewhere here. And the funny thing is, on the same record, we have another very famous hard rock guitar player on this side, Wild Axis, which is the young Alex Beiroth. And guess what? This Alex Beiroth, Primal Fear, rock meets classic, whatever. And here is his guitar. It's like we trade guitars, you know. This is the Alex Beiroth guitar. So this is a small world. I mean, he's like, you know, I was always the more pop blues rock guy, and he was more the, you know, I'm
hard rock
guy, you know. But, you know, in the end, we are all musicians, and the label doesn't matter in the end.
Yeah.
And this brings us back to, like, what is the magic in music? And it's like, there is a certain level when you are a musician. It does not matter what kind of music is, as long as you feel it.
That's right. The important thing for myself is what I find out. I can speak only for myself. So,
right.
I mean, every person is different, and everybody thinks different. But I find out the important thing is, the first thing of all is to have a feeling, and when you play, you should feel it.
Yeah.
And not
do mechanical things,
mechanical technique or whatever. When you and there's another thing what I find out: don't think when you play.
Yeah.
When you think, you don't feel.
Yeah.
So You can play a wrong note. Doesn't matter. It's important that you feel. How Beethoven said. Beethoven said 200 years ago. It's
Very wise man.
He said, you can play a wrong note. Doesn't matter. But you have to feel it. If you don't feel it, the whole music makes no sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's the spirit. For example, when you have problems or whatever, or I had problems in the past, so I took my bass and I played music, and then after a while I said, 4 hours ago, I play now 4 or 5 hours. I lost the time feeling, and I say I celebrate music, and it's something for me. It's talk to God.
Yeah, and I know what you mean, because if I have a switch that I can flip from, like, I'm in this world. Doing my business and talking to people, and the moment I go on stage, I flip the switch. I'm still somewhere there, but the musician side takes over. It's like one side of the brain or whatever is a different priority. So this kind of moves in the forefront. It's like, I give a fuck. I mean, if there's nothing super critical, I don't care. Because I'm in the zone of music, and I try, subconsciously to connect to the drummer, to see what is he doing, and try to lock in with this guy. And I'm not thinking about it. It's just like, getting the groove.
Yeah, you think rhythm-wise. I mean, it's a rhythm feeling. You get in this feeling, and it starts to be in something like trance. It's you're not really there anymore.
Exactly.
You are something else. I mean, it's something else. You make music, and it makes you you're feeling good. Your everything is wonderful in that moment when I play.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned that also from a lot of black musicians. I mean, and I'm super blessed because I have like the best bass players in my life, and I have to be thankful because it's so good to have grooving rhythm sections with people that are aware of that quality. And like, for instance, I played many on my records. I played with Raoul Walton, who, originally from New York, and killer player, blah, blah, blah. But it's not about who's better. It's just the spirit. It's the same spirit. And see, this is just on my album. This is Raoul. That's Thijs van Leer from Focus. Very different.
Super.
But all like cats. These are great cats. And I just found another snippet of Reggie Worthy, who was playing with me on my Hendrix project when Raoul had a problem, ended up in hospital. Everything is fine, but he came and he had to do the job of Raoul, and this guy is even more appreciating the groove. I have a little video snippet, 1 minute or so, when he does a bass solo, and you will see he's not showing off. He's all about the groove, like you are, but see how he's lost. Just show that clip for a second.
Okay.
So this man was lost in groove.
Yeah, it's the basic is play the groove, play with the beat.
Yeah.
And then he got a lot of fun. So he's jamming on a groove, and it's great. Yeah, it makes sense.
And
it's the same what I do. I mean,
Yeah,
when I got a groove, I start with there's a groove, and then I start playing something. For example, and then you have to play with the groove, and then the harmonies, and so.
Yeah, but the important thing is you have to have the patience and the time to establish the groove first.
Right.
It's like invite your friend the groove.
Yeah, I call that thing. I learned it from the Americans. I mean, I started in the 70s. I had this pleasure because Kinsbach is directly Rammstein Air Base, and every second car in Kinsbach and in the near was American. So so I played with the Americans. I had the chance with this band called the Soul Crusaders, and this was mostly Black American soldiers. There was in the army band. In Sembach and in Kaiserslautern and in Rammstein, and so I learned a lot from these guys. And for example, at this time we played 5-6 hours in American clubs, but each set 45 minutes was only one song. So we played 45 minutes. For example, Sax Machine.
Yeah.
And so because the people was dancing. Yeah.
Or E.
You play an E, or for example, it doesn't matter. It's you play this groove, and you have to play the groove right, because if not, the people they don't dance.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then 45 minutes. Then we had a meeting, and the band leader was telling me, okay, do this and do that. So I did it, and so I had a real good time, and I learned from these guys. So. And that's the American feel for sure. Important thing is one thing that should every drummer know is the backbeat.
Yeah.
What is the backbeat? Yeah, backbeat is you have time. You must have time. The 2 and 4 is so important, but the 2 and 4 must be right in time, or a little bit
back.
Not in the back.
But just and
just a touch.
If the drummer goes ahead of the time,
then it's speedy. Then it's
it feels
corny.
Totally,
it's corny.
Yeah, there is no space.
Yeah, right.
And for me as a guitar,
and you feel it.
I feel it
as a player. So for example, when you play. So I had to feel now that we are together. We had backbeat.
Yeah.
So, and that's important. You must take your time.
Yeah.
And that I learned that from the Americans.
Yeah. And I think it changes the sound too, because it puts more foundation on like the low end, like it's pumping, and it's not like back. This kind of what is called not raga, reggae, ska.
It's a different feel.
It's a different feel.
It's totally different.
Yeah. But if you understand the groove in like a backbeat groove, it's so much fun, because you don't have to work for it. It's there.
Yeah.
It's already like like a horse that already is taking you somewhere. You just give some direction. Okay, let's go this way, or throw in this kind of thing, and that's. I mean, I'm not saying American musicians are better musicians. That's total bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's just the understanding of a concept that we can learn from.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's the, how can I say, the American way of life. Yeah, is the backbeat is a part of the understanding of American way, I think.
Yeah.
So it's in. I was in New York. I made the production there years ago, and for example, we drove with a taxi driver, and he was driving like this,
Yeah,
he was sleeping. I mean, he worked 24 hours.
Cruising.
Yeah, and how they call that, a night flies or whatever, and it's backbeat, and then they listen to this cool soul backbeat music, and it's it's relaxing.
Yeah.
You relax when you play. You don't have to be under pressure. Yeah, right.
There is one great good time style backing track you have.
Yeah, we made a couple playbacks. So, but it's not the original, and we don't play. But it could be close to some songs. You mean here from? This is a popular bass groove. Everybody knows, and let's jam a little bit on top of this.
Let's see
what's happening there.
Exactly, I get.
And the nice thing is you never know what's going on.
Yeah.
It could be good, it could be something. I don't know, but we tried.
Yeah, and for me, the one thing that I found important is that again, where I place the guitar and where I don't know what happens. This is totally spontaneous.
Yeah.
But it's like, let's see if we can get this to feel good.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I will try, to play very, very
reduced.
Yeah, I mean only a few notes, to get only the groove, and then I try to build it up a little bit with my own feel. So that's always for me important to understand what they did. I mean, learn the original lines. But then I like to jam it. I like to change it a little bit with my feel. So
make it your own.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's only you are number one. You are you.
Yeah.
And if you try to copy, you make yourself number two.
Right.
And that's never good.
Yeah.
It's absolutely okay to get inspired, but for me, you shine more. You are better when you make it your own.
That's right.
And if people judge you and say, this is not 100% correct, it's not about that. It's about the feel. And if you feel it slightly different, it's your right to make it your way. At least that's my belief, because the moment, again, when I think too much, I lose the magic that I could.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And therefore, I have to be myself. Only when I'm in my zone, I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, you can copy some songs, but you must know the original is always the best.
Exactly.
So and you never can touch the original.
Yeah.
You can do it 100% like a picture.
Yeah.
But it will be better when you put your own feeling in the music. So that's what I find out, and then I have more fun. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that is what people feel. They feel you having fun.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah.
Come on, let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's try it.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I either, yeah. Why not?
See, and this was 4 minutes. I could see it on the backing track. 4 minutes of groove, and it felt like 2.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
But it was in the pocket.
Yeah.
Kind of. You know. But it's like, if you would.
I can play this for hours.
Yeah.
You know, for me.
Same for me.
Yeah.
And only the little variations I or you do.
Yes, it's always
that makes it
little...
all alive. Maybe
yes.
you don't notice, but that's not the problem, because we're having fun with changing the aspect of the groove in a way.
Yeah, we don't play this for the music police, you know. I mean, for the guys who are standing there and looking, oh, what is he playing is not right.
Well,
no, this is not the reason. So
it's for our own pleasure, and then I believe if we are happy, the regular audience is happy. Yeah. And the police is always like your teacher at school that has the big red marker and says, okay.
Yes. No, that's the reason. Yeah.
But this is not us. And
for example, for this kind of music, I play this bass with old strings. The strings are totally old, you know, and have no overtones anymore, you know. But still, I have so much highs because I use this
modern amps.
Glockenklang amps. They are so great. Mm-hmm. They have so many highs. I can put so many highs, and the strings are dead, totally dead.
Yeah. Are you a fan of what is the other string, like round wound? No, what is it? The flat wounds.
Flat wounds, yeah. The flat wounds are great for jazz and for swing music and whatever. I mean, for every quality. Every string got a special space, a place. So for this kind of music, I use more standard sound.
But
strings.
You prefer old strings?
Not always. It depends what I'm doing. For example, that was a demonstration now for this kind of music. I use old strings because the sound is got more middle sound, and it's more pushing. It's for example, there's so many highs. I put a little bit less highs now. For example, when I put the highs in, I have another bass here, another soundback bass with new strings. I put it on the bass in the morning, so then you see exactly the different, the metallic sound.
Shall we change the bass?
So, but this, why not? We can change it for another song. Yeah, and
different bass, different sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Every instrument is different, I must say. Yeah. This bass, for example, is made for me from the company Soundback.
Yeah, Holger. I know Holger is a great guy.
Yeah, and this bass is around 30 years old or longer. I think I was one of the first endorsers of Soundback basses.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is they built this bass for me. I said I like this and I like this. You know, you see, the neck is going through.
Yeah.
And then I have this special woods, ebony
fretboard.
Fretboard, yeah.
For curly example, maple or what is this?
Yeah, this is bird's
eye maple.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm very happy because Mr. Bartolini made these pickups for me.
Okay.
So, but the interesting thing is the bass was finished.
Yeah.
And I took it and I was unhappy. It was not. I was really not in the moment. Was no inspiration. But then, I find out after years, I play this now over 30 years, and now I don't want to give it up anymore. So
is it that you discovered the qualities of the bass? Or
Could be. I think the molecular structure, I don't know the English word for it, but the molecular structure.
Molecular structure.
Yes.
Maybe that's English.
So there's always a little piece of water everywhere in the wood. and the player changed the sound
by the vibration.
after a while.
Yeah.
After 7, 8 years, I think the bass changed, and
now it's your friend.
This is my it's my friend.
Yeah, I have the same thing with guitars, and I have a few guitars that when I like them and I play them more, it's kind of an exponential curve. It's like the more I play them, the more I like them. Here's the cable.
Yeah. So we change for this. I think we change. We can try. We try.
Okay, same.
Because
the Bluebird Glockenklang.
Yes. Wait, check out what's tuned, because the strings are totally new. And with this bass is something different. You see here, it's metal.
It's a brass.
It's brass.
Nut. Yeah.
So the strings is on both sides on metal.
Yeah.
So that means you have exactly more highs than
a standard bone nut. Yeah.
Right. That's interesting. So every piece of a bass, of an instrument,
is important for the sound.
Important for the sound. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that, but find that out.
Well, there is a reality that we all have to find out at some point in our lives, and.
It's really metal sound.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I put when I high. So you have all these highs, and for some music it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
But for some music it's great.
It makes sense.
So, for example, I need a little more
for the bass.
See, it's a lot of highs.
Yeah.
We can try this other one here. Maybe it fits for this song.
What key is it in?
It's in, I cannot see, D. It's in D and A minor.
Okay, let's see what it is.
You know it. It's a world hit. So. Okay.
Wow.
That's right.
Probably. Let's try and see what happens.
Yeah.
D, A. Sure.
Yeah.
Totally different bass sound.
Yes.
And totally different frequency spectrum. When I was listening to what you did, I just tried
You changed a lot of things at the guitar.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to overdrive for fun, but basically I reduced the highs because I wanted to leave your highs for that moment.
For that moment, yeah.
Which is great. So, it's all about, like, where do we place the instrument in the frequency spectrum when we are playing together?
Yeah.
So if you kind of occupy a certain frequency, bits and pieces here and there, I tried not to be at the same
range of frequency. Yeah. It's interesting when we don't have an analyzer yet now with us.
Yeah.
But when you check it on the analyzer, you can check exactly. Okay, there is a muffing point. It's not mixing well. So you have to change then the frequency of the guitar, or mostly of the guitar, I think. When you hear the guitar alone in a mix, is great.
Yeah.
But when you hear the guitar alone, you think, oh no, that's not my sound.
Yeah, but it suits the mix, and then that's the important thing. The mix has to sound right.
Right.
And of course, there are bands that have a slightly different approach. Like for me, example is AC/DC, because AC/DC, they have that typical Marshall sound, and then I think because the band created their sound in the rehearsing room with that Marshall and that Gibson guitar, they came up by nature with the bass and whatever bass amp and strings, I don't know, and kind of adjusted a little bit to what they were hearing.
Yeah.
And then again, they took the same idea to the studio, because that created a band sound. And it's always a reaction to something that is there.
Yeah.
And
I mean, when we start in the 60s, end of 60s, first of all, we had no money to buy any expensive thing, and at this time there was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, there was only Fender was there.
Yeah.
Fender Showman and all these things, especially now for bass, it was too expensive. So we had in our first band we had a radio, a tube radio, and my friend Heinz Glauser and me, we was playing on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the singer also. I mean, the singer was singing in the radio, and then the first investment was a GUIA tone amp, and that it starts already. And then after a while, I was working hard and get money together, and then we drove to Hamburg, to M Town, and I bought my first SVT Ampeg. SVT 300 tube watts.
Yeah.
And that was different. I mean, that was
It's still a classic today.
A classic today, yeah. I played this thing at least 20 years or something.
Are you still having one of those at your studio?
No.
Do you regret it, or?
But I still love the tube sound of Ampeg, but it doesn't fit for my feel with the slap stuff.
It's too muddy.
You need something like this, like Glockenklang, with a sensitive EQ, with all these little things you can put in or put out, and that's necessary. With the Ampeg, it's a typical old rock and roll or whatever sound, and it's still good. Depends what kind of music you make. I was playing. Sometimes I played in bands. We played every night, every day.
Yeah.
And then with the tube Ampeg, after half year the energy lost. Then you need new tubes.
Yeah.
And the inspection of
money.
Ampeg was 1,800 Deutschmarks. Every half year, I invest 1,800 Deutschmarks to get new tubes, to refresh it, and then I said, no, man, it's impossible. So what is possible? And then I found out they had these other amps. How they call that? I forgot the name in a moment.
Transistor amps.
Yeah, transistor, but special ones.
MOSFET. Yeah, MOSFET transistor.
The MOSFET amplifiers, they had the sound
of the tube almost.
That was
good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
And it was never changed tubes or whatever.
Yeah.
It took all the years with no investment. So.
Yeah.
And the sound was there, the bass, you know, when you have to have a fundamental sound like always this E or the deep sounds, and with this amps, it was there. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, the thing about those.
I was thinking, you know, what is the difference then? You know, I mean, between these amps, and I was not satisfied with all these other amps.
Yeah.
But with MOSFET amps,
you felt more home.
I felt, you know, I had this contacts then with Soultone company.
German company.
Yes, and they built this amps at this time. And so I worked with these guys, and then we create an amp, and for sure we create a speaker with a special 13.5 inch.
Oh,
yeah, that's only in Soultone, Germany. They made these speakers.
It's like no 15, no 12 in between.
It was between.
In between.
13.5 inch. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then another important thing for my bass playing, for my style, was the high tuner.
Tweeter.
The tweeter.
Yeah.
But a special one. It's a Calotten.
I understand. Like in the hi-fi,
it's a
softer.
Calotten.
It's softer.
It's crispy.
Yeah.
All the highs was not so harsh. Yeah, right. And this was perfect at this time.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. So I was stopped playing with tube amps in a studio when I had my own studio. You know, that was always my dream to have my own studio. Sure. I had a tube amp, you know, when you don't play loud, but you don't have to play loud, it's only to get this warm sound.
Yeah, sure.
It's the same with you, I think.
Yeah, sure.
It's a good.
Well, I mean, my philosophy is I love the tube amps, and this is my reference. This is all that matters. You know, BluGuitar is about tone innovation. This is what is written on the logo on the T-shirt. Tone comes first.
Yeah.
If no tone, there is no need for anything. It's like no groove, no music.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm very, very clear about what I'm doing, and that's the same.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I mean, some people, some musicians, the definition of music is
different.
Sometimes the definition is only tone.
Yeah.
You know, sound.
Yeah.
But that's not all.
That's not all.
You still need the feel.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sound is not enough. It's great. I mean, both things are important.
Exactly.
The sound must be there, and you have to have the feel.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And for me, it's a three-dimensional thing. If it's only one aspect, it's not good enough.
Right,
with anything in life, actually, I think, of course, there is a priority, and you know, I have in my history, I have designed so many products. And this is why the BluGuitar stuff is tone first and innovation next. Why is innovation important? Because just like you with the bass amp, I don't see the real big future for the good old tube amps in the modern world. I'm not saying they are bad. No, they are killer.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you take this and my 4x12 on stage, I have the best time of my life, but the audio and the sound guy doesn't. And the audience is doing this because the times have changed. So my job is I should cherish all of that stuff more than anything else, and I learn every day and till the very 99 and 102% whatever, and I will not stop and bring that to the analog world in guitar amps.
Yeah, I think that's the future for guitar players, to have this size. I mean, this little thing with all the possibility of this big amp. You know, I mean, okay, if there's money, if there are roadies, and if everything is there, you can carry around this stuff. But for example, I played with Americans. They came with the airplane, and they have only a couple things to carry. You know, so then this is perfect.
Yeah, I have a lot of customers traveling. I mean, it's like if you are fly gigs, even like famous band Wishbone Ash and stuff, they all do it with this. And sometimes you see the orange amps still on stage, but they're not plugged in.
It's all only a gimmick, or
it looks cool.
It looks cool.
It looks good. They play the orange clarinets, which is cool.
Yeah.
But then you see, I mean, this when you know it, you will see it all again, like Saga. You know, they all. Ian plays this for 6 years now.
Super,
You can see whatever. There's a Marshall or a Dietzel or something, but it's never plugged in because he has the tone and he has the consistency. Because this is kind of also universal power. So any power socket on this planet, Japan, US 110 volts, Germany, Kinsbach, Saarbrücke, egal wo, any place, it will sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
But that's why tone comes first, and then I use my innovation potential with my team. It's not me alone. I have a beautiful team that I design products with, so that the musician, myself, and of course all my other friends like Ian from Saga and Jennifer Batten and blah blah blah, that they have that tone wherever they go. And I, this is
it's great. The sound for me very good, and I feel home. It's familiar. So, for example, about sound and things, I had in the 80s I had a problem because I didn't know how to create a good sound in a studio.
Yeah.
And then we had the chance, we was in New York and we record there in a studio with a friend of mine, and I plugged in my bass in the board. Sure, it was a Neve, again, a Neve mixer for I don't know how much it cost.
Is pretty good.
And I said, wow, what a sound. It's fat, it's exactly how I want it. What is the different?
Yeah.
So then I find out after a while, some technicians told me that, there are different possibilities. One possibility, sure, are tube, the whole tube technology. The other one are chips, sure, you have the different chips. And the other one was transformer.
Yeah.
So, and then I said, I must have a thing like this. So there is a Neve preamp called 1073 or something. I hope
classic.
It's right. The classic.
Yeah.
Price, I don't know, 3,000 euro
now
or whatever.
Everything is super expensive.
The old ones, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and with this preamps, I put my bass in this preamp and sound exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So, and then a friend of mine, he said, there's a technician from Sweden.
Yeah.
And he built this stuff. I mean, clone this stuff. So for less money, but still expensive.
Yeah.
So I get this preamp here, vintage design.
Okay.
And this thing got two. The difference is, it got two transformer, input output.
And that's kind of like a Neve preamp thing, but for bass.
It's exactly. I mean, I think he copied the thing.
Okay.
So maybe I change the bass again.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And so.
Oops, sorry. Yeah.
And since I bought this thing, and he built up the thing, and I use only like when I need a cue, I use something like Glockenklang.
Yeah.
But if I don't need any
this preamp
EQs,
does it.
Then there is no EQ, nothing. It's only, it's only loud and that's it. Loud or not loud. You know? So you see, it's nothing happened. So you go inside and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly
the
how
sound,
I want it.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. And what I didn't know, I don't know if is it right or wrong.
Yeah.
They say in the States they have 110 volt.
I know there is a thing about the power.
There is something
and
that
the 60 cycle
right about the kilo the hertz.
The 50 cycle hertz or the 60
and
cycle.
this sounding is better for this music. What we do, it's 110 volt should be better. I don't know. It's it's.
I know, people like nerds also in the guitar section. they have power recreation systems like the AC/DC guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean he has all the money, and he needs to have his Marshall in the sweet spot. I have actually done episodes demonstrating this kind of thing, also with a system that can adjust the frequency, like 50 hertz, 60 hertz, and I can demonstrate there is a little difference, and it all sums up. The good thing on my product here is...
Doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah, because again, this is what I do. I don't copy, I translate. What is important is not what comes in, if I'm in America or in Germany, 50 or 60 cycle. No, it's important what the circuitry gets. The circuitry doesn't care if I'm on this side or the other side, because my power supply design is different, and it's using that kind of modern thing that AC/DC guitar player already put in front of his Marshall to make his signature sound available wherever he goes, and this is already in there.
Okay.
So this is.
So I heard you build. You are building a new amp, right?
Yeah, this is the MX. Yeah.
So what is the difference between this and that?
Well, this is like good tube amps, and it's fixed channels. It's like a clean and a vintage and a classic and a modern, and there's like 4 amps in there. It's actually all I personally need. The thing is, this can do anything, and it can be customized. So this will not only be my amp. This is also my effects unit, my echo. I have my little tape delay here on the floor. No?
Yeah.
So and this is already built in there. So if you guys,
okay.
And I'm gigging with the prototype. If you want to see me play this amp this Saturday in where are we playing in? Nonweiler.
In Nonweiler, and that is not far from my studio.
Yeah, it's not far from here.
Yeah.
And
when is it? I will come. I will want to visit.
I think it's
to the concert.
I have a few more concerts. Nonweiler and where's my? You can see on my website.
Okay.
So any gig that I play is this, and this replaces not only my amp1, it replaces also my pedal board. So even my whole universe shrinks into one box. And all these pedals will end up in there. But that's my crazy idea.
So that's your whole experience of your whole life is
ending up here.
Ending up there.
Yeah. But honestly, the thing is, people think this, I mean, maybe this is the holy grail. Other people can judge when it's finished, when it's out, when we talk in 10 years.
Yeah.
My point here is any of these amps already is a relief to many guitar players once they understand it. And understand means, like, if you look at the Marshall, you are biased. You hear the sound of the Marshall just because the emotion you get from that plexi panel.
Yeah.
You know? And I can fool you by looking at the plexi panel with my switching system.
Sure, yeah.
And then it's like... Yeah. The moment you understand how to use this, you can be happy with this one as well. Because back to Angus Young, AC/DC, how many channels does he need? How many pedals does he have? 0. You know, he plays one guitar, he plays one wireless.
And one cable or one, that's it? And the amps?
Yeah, he found out that the wireless is more his sound than the cable. They have.
Yeah, I play with cables for sure.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, from Klotz. A friend of mine gave me this cable. It's great stuff. Yeah, in Germany, we have a couple companies.
They are really good. This is again a Klotz cable.
They make good cables, I must say.
Yeah, and I have also another Klotz cable. It's a Bonamassa. Nothing wrong about Bonamassa. Right,
this is a Bonamassa cable.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
Yeah, whatever he got to do with that, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. He puts his name on this, but the cable is good.
The cable is great.
Yeah. Same here. I like that. I mean, and I'm a nerdy guy. I have cables, Fatso Flex, you know, some Woody, and they sound great.
It's really different between cables.
Yeah.
I mean, every piece, how I said, every piece on the instrument, on a wood instrument, I don't talk about plastic, but on a wood instrument, every piece is important.
Yeah.
This is one thing. Then you need the right cable. and then you need a right amp.
Yeah.
And for sure, for me as a bass player, I need
A good preamp.
a preamp, or this live is unbelievable how good it is.
Yeah.
But then it starts with the speaker.
Yeah.
I mean, the speaker, the cabinet
Is
for me
50% is more
still.
than-
I carry around these heavy things because it's made with real wood. You know, no whatever plastic.
Substitute. Yeah.
Yeah, and how the drummer, the one play with the drummer, American guy, he said, I played some other stuff, and then he said, no, don't use that stuff because the sound comes not out of the box. You know, it's in the box. It comes not out. So what is the difference? It's the wood of a cabinet.
Yeah.
You know,
The stiffness.
Yeah.
If it's, I totally agree. For me, it's like an acoustic
it's
guitar.
a physical problem.
Yeah.
If you don't use the right speaker system, then the sound is muffy and whatever. It's not, and not only the highs makes the sound.
No. It's the mids and the low and everything, and for me, like the electric guitar or the electric bass, in the end, it's like this is one side of it. The amp is in between, and the cabinet is like on an acoustic guitar, like the resonance thing of, you know, or like on a violin, if you just had that string and that bow, sounds shit. But with a warm wooden housing, you get a good resonance, and that builds up tone.
I forgot one important thing: the strings. Also important.
Absolutely.
I was endorser from Maxima Strings, and they had these golden strings.
Yeah. Brian May uses those for guitar.
And these strings, they have a special middle sound.
Yeah.
You never get this with other strings. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. And but the problem is you cannot use it so long.
They fade.
Yeah, but in the beginning, it's unbelievable, this sound of this. So, I mean, the strings are important also.
Absolutely, yeah. I got used to my strings, and if I play different strings, I cannot connect to my sound. It's like, okay, I don't feel home.
Yeah.
I can play anything, but it's like, how do I feel?
Yeah.
And this brings me back to like the music thing. But hey, we didn't show this preamp.
Exactly.
How does it...
So for sure, how I said, these strings are really old, at least a half year old or long older, maybe a year.
Yeah.
And it got still highs like
enough,
whatever, you know. These highs are coming not only from the strings, it is the wood, especially this. Wood is really hard, and the reflection of the.
Look at this Brazilian rosewood 1961 Stratocaster.
Great.
And I tell you, I make my own guitars. I don't have the exactly same wood, and that's one thing that I don't get 100% close because of that wood. I'm aware of that. Yeah.
And for my fingers, because I play only with fingers, so I cannot play with the pick. For me, it's important how it feels. Should we play another song?
Sure.
This typical AC/DC, maybe. Not close. Maybe the type of this, and you can demonstrate. I want to hear the difference between all these sounds you do. I mean, is that possible?
I play the Gibson for change, just because I have one. But
this is one. Which one is it? Is it how old is that?
That's a 68.
A 68.
It is. I cannot afford a real 57. This should be a 57. So a 57 Les Paul would be my favorite Les Paul.
I thought the 59 are the.
There's exceptions. They are all variations.
Yeah.
But I played more 59s that were too fat for what I like, and I like the Les Pauls to be fat but spanky. And this is not like thin. This is more like the idea of a Les Paul being like a Telecaster on steroids instead of a jazz guitar.
Yeah.
And 57 was the first year when they introduced the humbuckers.
57?
Yeah, 57.
I thought, okay, 57.
So Seth Lover is the guy that created the humbuckers in 1957, and I think that time the guitar sounded more like twang, and something like this, whatever.
Show me a couple sounds, please.
Okay.
I mean,
so this is like something ACD-ish. It's not perfect.
What?
ACD style.
Okay.
But it's not 100% because I have done like here my episodes specialized where I tweaked ACDC for hours and try to be. Now I'm somewhere in this territory. You know? And what I have as well is like my second channel, the classic. It's a different Marshall style amplifier sound. But this is too much for ACDC.
Yeah.
You know, it's like too much distortion.
Yes.
I rather have to, because it's again the vintage Marshall style. When I play soft, it's clean.
Hit the string. The guitar player is using the
pedals.
These pedals, but you do all this stuff with your fingers.
Dynamics, yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And here again, I can.
That's again magic.
The magic
finger. There's he said, I mean, you know, I learned it. He said, yeah, I have 5 singers. My fingers are the singers. You know?
That's a good phrase.
Yeah, right.
5 singers. Okay, let's see what we have.
Let's play this, try this stylistic of ACDC, but it's
rock.
not real ACDC.
No,
it's our Saarbrücken ACDC style.
And I will, for a change, I will do also.
Yeah, it's interesting to show
different sounds as well.
How it fits to the bass sound, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, with this kind of music, sure, there is not so much space for whatever solos or whatever. It's more quarter notes or, you know, like. That's all. You cannot do something
funky.
Else. It doesn't fit, you know. No. That's another point. You have to find out what kind of stylistic you do, and you cannot. Sure, there's always crossover. I love crossovers, you know.
Yeah.
But there are some things. Depends what the drummer is doing, but you should play for some stylistics. You should play on the bass, you know, quarter notes or 80.
Simple stuff.
Simple. Yeah, simple is always good. Yeah. Okay, let's try this.
I don't know where it is.
I think it's here.
Okay.
So
just
I
go for it.
push the button. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Great sound. Wow.
Yeah. So that works as well.
Fantastic. Yeah.
For me, I'm not a 100% Les Paul nerd. I always been more the Strat kind of guy. But, as I could show, it is about that dynamic again. And if you listen to AC/DC, it's way cleaner than we all think. And a lot of guitar players have too much overdrive, simply. Because they come from these amps, they come from the old school, and this band wants to pump into the amps. And they have to be loud, but this is where they learn to play and push the riffs, and that's part of the sound. If the amp has too much overdrive, it's like you don't have to play hard. And Angus Young is a small guy, so he has to work extra hard. But you can hear this in his playing. It's very unique. I'm a big fan. Period.
Yeah, I love this band, especially. I'm listening always to the drummers.
Yeah.
The drummer is unbelievable. And the drummer is totally cool. He don't play like, with a lot of power.
No.
He plays totally cool and easy,
But mentally he is punchy.
Yes.
He's not killing the skins. No, he's like pumping.
Yeah.
And this is the
unbelievable groove guy. This guy is groove 100%. Yeah.
And if you look into the whatever time arrangement of the AC/DC thing, some people rave about where the bass drum is placed in but it's like the backbeat. The AC/DC has its own groove established. Everybody plays Highway to Hell, but I think most people don't play Highway to Hell first in the right tempo. They play da da da. They play it way too fast. It has to be.
Yeah, that's another point. For me, it's important, absolutely important. Sometimes I said, when I do cover music, I said, hey, guys, listen to the original recording. They were thinking about a special tempo.
Yeah.
And don't play these songs faster. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
You lose the feel and everything, especially the groove. You feel you change the feel of a song.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always good to have this backbeat again.
Yeah.
Again, backbeat.
And this goes together with the right tempo.
Right.
If you move the tempo 3-4 beats too fast.
Especially about this AC/DC stuff, they will not play it. I love James Brown. This guy was unbelievable. But for example, he in the beginning when he records songs, it was totally cool. And after a while, they was playing this stuff so fast. Mm-hmm. I couldn't understand. I don't know what was the reason that they play it so fast.
Cocaine.
Yeah, some drugs. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes they think they should play it faster because the people love it. No, I find out when you play the right feel, the people love it much more.
Yeah. But the feel needs to be right. If there is the beat, if the understanding of the beat is wrong, then the whole thing falls apart.
It's a technical thing then, you play everything faster because you think
that helps, but it does
the
not.
Fast tempo is better. No,
exactly no. and only if you have coming from the AC/DC, for instance, the pumping aids.
Yeah.
Once you have understood what this is, you can move that a little bit out of the tempo, but it's a good hint to start with the original tempo because this is where it lives.
Yeah.
And it's I think especially heaviness, like in rock. I'm more the rock guy, or rock and pop and stuff. But I mean, in the rock world, it sounds like Mickey Mouse. If you play some dramatic rock music,
when it's too fast.
It's like Mickey Mouse. It's like
that's true.
A wrong message.
Yes.
It doesn't hurt
you. You don't feel anymore.
Yeah, you don't feel the pain, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of feeling.
Yes.
I mean, it's
about this thing about feeling and magic and things like. I have an example for you, or we can check this. sometimes, you know, they call me, I love gospel.
Yeah.
I love gospel.
And
especially when I play with Americans, Black Americans, because they grew up with this music.
Sure.
And they learn it, you know, from the mother, and in the kitchen when the mother is cooking and whatever, they sing gospel, and that's unbelievable. What a spirit.
Yeah.
That is. And when I play with these guys, I'm in heaven. Yeah.
Mm.
And sometimes there's a German gospel formation. They call me. They have sometimes gigs, and I play with these guys. Mm-hmm. How Chaco said, "Give me a gig, man." You know.
You want to change the bass?
Yes,
amp?
I want to change the amp and the bass. So wait.
Well, which one?
I want to check. Want to play this bass with a little. I called it sitar fretless sound.
Which amp would you like to play?
This one.
The Steam Hammer.
Steam Hammer. Yeah,
okay,
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, Steam Hammer.
Steam Hammer, Glockenklang Steam Hammer.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a guy. The music director. He composed the whole thing, and it's original music. Mm-hmm. And there is one song. Said, Dieter, you can play there in the beginning. You can play there a little melody, whatever, you know. It's open. It was open. I admit it was not written out. Mm-hmm. And so you know what you do when you start with music. I must tune it. That means what I do always. I'm listening to the harmonies. Mm-hmm. I listen to the harmonies, and then. Inside, I create a melody to the changing.
Yeah.
So and then I try to play it on the bass. So, and that's magic for me. When I get this point, and I think with these 4 harmonies I made an example. Wait a minute. Because. Every musician will play something else. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, when you hear these 4 chords,
yeah.
It's only where is this? So here, yeah. It's only a D minor, A minor, B flat, and a C at a 7, or you can play a at 4. You know, it's anyway open. You can alterate whatever. It's up to you. So,
looking in tune. Wait. The tuner is still on.
It's only.
No. You have to press the tuner again.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You did. Yeah. So.
A little bit louder.
Wait a minute. I made
Yeah, it's interesting sound. I like that. I like that sound. So let's play this. And in the beginning, I play this melody, and then you can improvise a little bit about it. So, and for me is when this has happened, this is for me magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have no clue.
Okay. Yeah. So you start.
Well, whatever.
Song.
We start.
You start. Whatever.
Good luck.
That's our magic.
See?
You see, yeah.
And there was no rehearsal, it was just chords.
Yeah.
And something spontaneous that happens. Yeah. And
that's what I like.
Yeah, and we can communicate. I mean, you start with something and I pick up things, and I had no idea, you know, it's like nothing prepared. I live in the moment, and I just...
Yeah, you can use some harmonies, put some harmonies together, and then listen to the harmonies. And there's so much soul inside, in all these harmonies, and play the harmonies. There's so many harmonies, so wonderful harmonies. And so, for example, for this piece, I find a good solution.
Yeah, and it's like... If you find something that resonates with yourself,
right,
then this is your statement.
Yeah.
And once you make your personal statement, other people can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Then they feel you.
They love it.
Yeah, they love it because you make
It comes back.
You make a statement. You speak. It's like, hello guys, whatever, through the notes you're playing, or what I do, you know. And this is music. This is the magic in music. And it has nothing to do with the technique.
Yes,
And it's, can we learn it? We can be aware of it, but it's like if you want to chase the cat, you have to be nice to the cat. Otherwise, the cat will run away. So if you want to chase the magic, you have to be nice to the magic and embrace the moment and the sensitive stuff. And it's like with the backbeat, don't push it too hard, because if you push too hard, it will fall over.
Right. Yeah.
And it's the end. That's the end of the magic in music.
Yeah, and it's, I think when you have something to say, when there is a story behind the melody. I mean, you talk we talk with these notes.
Yeah,
it's a language. So, and you talk. You tell the people how you feel with music. Yeah, yeah. So a lot of chats going on here. Yeah, I had no concentration.
There's a sitar klang, which means the space has
a interesting bass.
Sound.
I like this because I saw it years ago.
Is this the bridge that makes
the bridge is wood pieces.
Yeah,
and the string is you see is exactly laying on the wood pieces.
Yeah,
so and then it starts to
make that sitar effect
sound. Yeah, and the interesting thing, it's a fret bass.
Yeah,
normally you have a fretless. So.
Yeah, it sounds like a fretless, but it's a fret bass.
You have other colors, you know.
Yeah.
To say. Chaco.
Oh yeah, unbelievable. Yeah.
And so this bass, and there was a company. This company does not exist anymore. But I start playing instrument on the music fair in Frankfurt. I started in the 80s with Maxima strings and whatever. And there was a company called Noiser basses.
Okay. Yeah.
And he had a bridge with
similar
the same. And I said,
sound.
oh, wow, I need this bass,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist anymore. I don't get it. I have the bridge now.
Ah, okay.
I find, in Berlin, they built, I forgot the name of the company,
Yeah.
and they had only one bridge, and now I must call Holger. Maybe he built me
A bass
a
like
bass
that.
with this. But I love this. You have time, you know,
Yeah.
when you hear that sound. You have time for each note.
Yeah, because
It's singing, it's ringing.
Yeah,
you know,
it has a voice.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great bass. Yeah.
So this
it's a
is-
German guy who built this thing.
Günter Eib.
Yeah, right.
Günter Eib.
Good
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is, all the bass players that I know have basses from the same brands, Eib and Holger Sandberg basses.
Yeah.
Basses, and maybe a vintage Fender or something.
Yeah.
But you had an alembic for a
Yeah,
while.
the thing is, I start, in that time when I bought it, my first bass was a Fender Jazz bass that was 1970. And I paid, I know exactly today, I paid 2,200 Deutschmarks, especially for the black color. That was 200 mark extra Deutschmarks. And at this time, you cannot check the instrument before you get it.
Yeah.
You order it, and the bass came, and then you
Live
have to
with
pay
it.
it.
Yeah.
And you can live with that,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know. And I was totally unhappy with this bass.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's possible.
Yeah.
It's not only when you buy a Fender, it's a Fender, it's great or whatever, you know. No, there makes millions of instruments and it's
Some
wood,
of-
you know, it's
yeah.
wood. I mean, could be the one thing is to dry the wood years. I
Yeah.
mean, when you see old classical guitars, they have wood. They are a couple hundred years old.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there is a lot of colors and and if you don't have this, so then you will have wood with I don't know. The sound was not good. It doesn't fit. So and then I saw 77. I saw Stanley Clark with Return to Forever with this alembic. I said, oh my God, I need this. I need this bass. Yeah. I need the alembic.
Yeah.
So I was in New York in Manny's Music Shop, 1977, and I bought my alembic. Wow. I was so happy, but the guy said in the shop, he said, hey man, check out this bass, you know. There was a Fender Precision built 59.
Original 59.
I mean, that was 1977.
Yeah.
I was there in Manny's Music Shop. And he had this Fender for $600. But I was broke. I had only to get the money for the alembic.
Yeah, and then.
But I took this instrument in my hand, and it was perfect for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, you know, I should buy this Fender, but I was so crazy about that alembic sound.
Yeah.
And then later on, I found out I played with this alembic 15 years with my band Sioux. 15 years I played, and at this time I played with Pete Langers in American clubs. I think 5-6 hours every night, and this bass was not made for me. This is, I mean, Stanley Clark is
2 meters.
I played with him in Mainz once, you know.
Yeah.
Then I was on stage with him. He's a
2
tall
meters,
guy,
yeah.
and all the sizes of the alembic was exactly for him, but
yeah.
not for me.
Yeah.
And but doesn't matter. I ignore this, you know, and I played always like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get this sound and. I was stupid. I mean, this bass was great, and this has happened sometimes.
It can happen.
That's history here.
Yeah.
About alembic. Alembic is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they came to me on the fair. They said, "Here, Dieter Schnapka, please."
You want an alembic?
Yeah. No, they want to get me as an endorser.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, I was stupid, and I was stupid at this time. I said, oh, sorry.
I have already.
I have already one. And by the way, I'm endorser for Hoya basses, so and that was 84. So I played unbelievable great bass, a Hoya T-Stacks.
I'm not familiar with it.
It's very good bass. I still have it, and it was specially made for. At this time, I played one of the first MIDI converter. From Shadow. From Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow.
So the guitar player, my guitar player, Tommy Wester, he had one from Joe Marinic from Shadow, and we played this instruments, and this Hoya's T-Stacks was prepared with this piezo pickups.
Already kind of built in.
Yeah. It still was. At this time, you have a delay of I don't know how many seconds later. You could play a flute or a string sound. That was great.
Yeah.
But one to one, it was impossible at this time. Okay. So that was, and I played this bass, and I was happy. So I said to her, the lady from Alembic, I said, sorry, I was stupid. I could say, yeah, sure, I play Alembic, but then we need a special made for me, for my sizes. What they did later with Mark King,
small.
Later on, they did that, but at this time I was not business smart enough to check that. Yeah.
Well, we have to learn in our life.
Yeah.
Maybe I think time is flying.
We have time for another song, but then I want to change the.
Yeah, let's go for whatever a regular bass, and we do the whatever funk blues outro song.
Yeah,
just for fun.
Yeah, super, great. I'm here to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any questions? What
I see they are going on with Hoya was a great brand. Yes. We had a few very good brands in Germany. I mean,
still. I mean, the Hoya is not exist anymore. I think they
But Höfner, like they built the Beatles bass, and they just recently released a guitar with Boris Domonji, who is a guitar luthier for many guys, for the Scorpions, Uli John Roth, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And this guitar actually I was impressed. So. There's still stuff going on, which is cool. Okay, wait a minute. I know what to do.
You must change the
XLR again.
Yeah.
To the lowest one.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we talking? Can we hear? So.
Okay.
Tuner?
Wait.
Okay, let's see what we.
So we can do. I prepare whatever, a blues or maybe blues in C, or what do you want?
Hey, you had to do. You had to. I think what was the modern
funk blues in E. Maybe this modern. Maybe this one is interesting. Interesting. A modern blues. We call that modern blues. Yeah, it's not a typical blues with three harmonies. So
with a few more chords.
Yeah, with a few more chords, and it makes the thing interesting. Yeah, let's do that.
Okie doke. Enjoy.
So have fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what goes.
Yeah. of blues. Yeah.
A little bit of swing blues.
Swing blues, yeah.
I'm not the expert on this, but it's again.
Yeah, it's another feel.
It's another feel. It's different colors, and you have to take your time to get into it.
Right.
Yeah, Dieter, it's been a big pleasure.
Yeah, it was
finally
wonderful. Yeah.
That we can be together on the camera with you guys.
Yes.
And
I had fun. It was a pleasure for me. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for coming. And there's always something to do. We will see what
we can talk still forever. There's so much to say about recording and about the speakers. I'm in the middle of recording with speakers like this. With your amp, it's great. I love your amp. I must say, it's unbelievable. Yeah. And I love your playing. It's nice to play with you. You know, I feel home. Yeah.
I wish we had a coincident gig like we had in the studio back in the days. You know.
Yeah, we have to organize something.
You know, just for fun.
Yeah, fun. It's only fun, and I like to record something with you. Hold it. Someone we will. I mean, you are so busy with all your business.
That's my problem.
Do you have really time to make music? You're worldwide on the road, yeah.
Yeah, but I still have a very simple project these days. It's called a rock anarchy, which means I don't have to learn songs. I can play whatever is in my head.
Okay.
And this reduces all the amount for preparation for me. I mean, back in the days when I was writing my own tunes, I have released 5 solo CDs and you know, with my own tunes and tracks. I of course spent a lot of time writing music, then recording the music, and then even going on tour with that. I had to stop that because it is too much time for now, because now my focus is with the BluGuitar amp. I'm the only crazy guy that does things that nobody else is doing, and this time is like now, and therefore I reduced my activities in music to that rock anarchy, which means I just jump in my friend's car. He is the singer and the bass player, and we are 3-piece.
That's super, yeah. And you have nothing to do.
Yeah, and we have no drummer, which means we can choose whoever we want.
Yeah, great.
And we keep that fresh, so we keep the groove fresh, inviting good backbeat drummers like our friend Tommy Fischer or whoever, and have fun. So this is my priority now. I'm trying to record a CD with another guitar player, Ben Granfeld from Finland, and we do the 2 harmony things. I spent last night here recording something because I'm so late. I'm so busy, and I had to
finish it.
Yeah, and it was 3 in the morning.
Yeah, we are totally under time pressure. Me too. There's so much work, and for less money sometimes, but you have to do everything. And anyway, I mean, we don't forget that. I mean, especially me, the whole thing is music business, and when you want to live, from the money you earn. So this is especially in Germany, is a lot of work. The tax, all this problem. I don't want to talk now about all these problems, but it's a full-time job. It's not the 2 hours, the 3-4 hours
on stage.
This is wonderful, but the rest, I'm sitting hours in an office and do a day job. I mean, like a day job.
Yeah, you have to organize it. Yeah. You have to calculate for the other band members. It's like, okay, you went this, you get this money. Right. Then you have to write invoice, and you have to collect the invoices, and then whatever, you have to go to the promoter that you played for and get the money from this guy. Yeah. Make sure that he actually paid before you pay the rest, because otherwise you go bankrupt. Yeah. I've been there. Yeah. And then you have to make travel arrangements. Sometimes it's like, oh, this guy is coming by train, this guy is coming by car. Do we need a hotel room for him? No, he's staying extra night. No, he wants that. Therefore, I have that rock anarchy for now. We both live in this town. So I just pack up this Amp X, my guitar and my cabinet and my stage shoes. I wear all the same every time. I have my same jeans like now, like I could sleep with them. And so that's all I need. And I play in Hamburg, I play in what is it, Otzenhausen or whatever. It's next week.
Yeah.
And I have fun for the
Super,
music.
yeah.
I live in, and that's the easiest thing that I can do for the moment. But once this is finished, I have a little bit more time, and then we can talk about...
Yeah, please, let's do it.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing at the end. I want to again say thank you to Holger from Soundback to build up this
Holger,
wonderful instruments.
I mean,
then for Mr. Glockenklang, he built these wonderful amps. Then sure, this cables I get from Klotz. So there are so many things. It's necessary to have all these features. So it's not an endorsement, but it helps.
It helps.
Yeah.
And from my side, I can only add, I know Holger. I mean, we are kind of similar guys. He has a company, he has probably more people than I do, and he's doing it for longer as a CEO. I never wanted to be a CEO, but now I am, and whatever. It's like the other side of the business. You are
your music director. You're the music director, and you are the finance director, and you're the roadie, and you are the
everything.
Whatever.
Yeah. And what I just wanted to say about Holger is he is such a nice guy. And I just met him like 3 weeks ago, and we sometimes we hang out just because we are two companies, and he's doing totally different stuff, focusing on basses and stuff like that. But it's good to have people in the industry that are good people.
Yeah.
And Holger is one of them.
Yes,
so
right. Yeah.
That needs to be said.
Thanks for.
Yeah. Hey, Dieter, thanks for being there. And see you guys next week.
Thank you for watching us, and
take care. See you next.
And I have something planned for at the Stage 8. There's a platform in
Germany.
At the internet. Yeah, Stage 8, and I will do things like this with musicians and.
Gear and
talk about music and talk about instruments and play. So I will do the same.
And this is stage8.de or what? Do you know the web address?
Stage, check out at the internet, stage8.de, I think. Yeah, right. Yeah. And I have it not in my head in the moment. So but it's an interesting platform.
But in German.
In Germany,
but
it's
we
a
have
German
many
platform.
German
but it's it's especially they have 90% of the visitors are from German or Austria, Switzerland, and it's an interesting platform because they everything what is necessary for a stage. I mean, amps. Lights,
microphones,
and all these questions are. If you have a problem, check out this Stage 8. There's I think always a help and interesting things going on there. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, see you guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a good day.
Yep.